Hi everyone, hope you're having a good day. I'm just doing another short demo on making a Christmas card using peel-offs. So I've used peel-offs to make both the backing paper and the topper with this one. So what I did is I got a piece of plain coloured paper from my cardstock and I chose a couple of inks as well. But what I actually did first before I did the inking as I chose some snowflake peel-offs and I've just randomly peeled them off and just placed them mostly around the edge of the paper. And I'm trying to be careful when I peel them off because I don't want any of the little bits left in the snowflakes, because when I tried to poke them out earlier it hurt my finger when I missed. So just random snowflakes. I'm sure you all have snowflake peel-offs amongst your stash. So I tried to keep it more towards the edge because I'm going to put the topper in the middle. It looks really nice, and you can make your own backing papers. We don't think to do stuff like this, we just think of everything being used one way. But you can make backing papers with any of your peel-offs. We'll have lots of them lying around, so just randomly placing them around the edges. I've had these for years. Every time I peel one off I'm just checking that I haven't any bits in the middle, but they're still quite sticky luckily. So just randomly placed them around the edge, and then I've taken whatever pink ink I can find. I just grabbed this one quickly and another one just to add a bit of interest around the edges. So just go around the edges and put a bit of ink on. Doesn't really matter if it's blotchy, it's just literally just to add something around and stop it looking so plain. So you can put as much or as little on. It just makes it look really nice. I'm not sure if this ink's for blending as such, but that's what I'm using it for. That's what I picked out today, and that's what I'm going to use. So just around the edges, and then the very messy bits coming up in a minute, which I already got some ink splats on there. So not ink splats, when I was preparing for the demo earlier I did some splattering. It's amazing how far the splatter goes. It actually turned up on lots of random things where it wasn't supposed to. So you can just keep adding as much as you like. I put a bit of that one on, and then I've got some Prism here, Dusky Rose it's called. There's some of the papers, they are slightly different colours, the pinks on them, but I've tried to keep a sort of theme going. But I'm just trying to get people to use up this old stash, and especially peel-offs. There's so much we can do with them, and it's such a shame that they're not getting used as much these days. This one's nice and bright. So like I said, it doesn't matter if it's blotchy. Still think it looks really nice. It makes it look more interesting. So that's the backing paper made. What I did next. Now comes the messy part. I just got my trusty old TK Maxx watercolour set out, which I'm using for lots of things at the minute. And I just sprayed a couple of colours. Any colours I thought would go. And then I just got a paintbrush. This is really nice because it's metallic. It has a nice little sheen to it. So I just get a bit of kitchen roll just to wipe it off. I'm not really careful, very careful with these watercolours. I use them a lot and they're only really cheap, so I don't really mind what sort of state they get into. So I'm just going to add a bit of pink. It's very subtle, but it adds nicely. I'll just choose a bit of this pink. I didn't put as much water on that. So you can just add whatever colours you like to it. And then I have got a glitter pen here. It's not Wink of Stella, it's just a generic make. I got a pack of 3 off them off the internet for about £8 or £9 because I don't want to waste my Wink of Stella. So the lid's quite hard to get off this one for some reason. And then I just want to activate it a bit. I don't want to actually squeeze it onto the paper. And then just gently added some of this, and it just brings it to life. I don't know if you can see how sparkly that is just by adding those few little bits and pieces and peel offs. So I did the same sort of thing for the matte. I just, again, you can see the splatter everywhere. I'm probably wearing it too, but I don't mind being blingy, especially if it's the glitter pen. So this one I just went around the edges. I did exactly the same thing, but obviously I haven't put the little peel offs on this one. So you can have it as blotchy or as smooth as you like. It's your artwork, you do what you like with it. I'm not very good at ink blending and I'm not bothered. A bit of random paint there that looks like I'm bleeding, but I'm not. It's actually the red paint. So I'm not going to add too much to this one because you saw what I did before. So again, darker ink. Try and keep the brushes separate. There we go. Looks a bit messy, but it all comes together in the end. You can obviously be more careful, but I like the way it turns out. And there are no rules to crafting, we all just do our own thing. So again, I've just done exactly the same thing. I've added some splatter. With my paint brushes. Just wipe that off on there. I'll try this pink this time. I've used these so many times, they are such good value. Absolutely love them. So it's just going to be quite subtle, but it's very pretty, as you can see. I could have probably used my fan brush, it would have been better, but there we go. And then again, I've just added some of the glitter pen, and you can literally just see the sparkle flying through the air. I bet I am absolutely ready to go Christmas partying with the sparkle on my hands. You can see the background again, really shiny and pretty. So I'll just put them to one side to dry. And then what I did next, I'm just moving bits out of the way, is I just got one of my peel off sheets. I've got a couple here that are dry that I did from earlier, slightly different colour. I just chose, I think it was this one that I chose. And I've just peeled it off. This one's nice and easy because there's not too many little bits on it. Just got to be careful not to stretch them or tear them. I did want to do one in blue with the same design, but I couldn't find any. I wanted to do blue and silver, but I couldn't find any silver ones, so I've just put that on the card. That's the centerpiece, and then I've got my other matte here in the gold glitter. I always got to turn it around because it never matches for some reason. And then I have my 6x6 card here. I'll just put it together. You already know how to put it together, but I'll get my tape. Oh, everything's sparkling and covered in paint. I've cleaned my desk so many times today. But as long as I'm having fun, that's what matters. So many things you can do with peel-offs. I'll show you a couple of other cards I made in a moment. And I tried to create scenes with them. Obviously, if you don't colour your peel-offs in, it is a bit hard to see them. But I just wanted, as I've previously said, I just want to challenge myself making cards just using peel-offs, no die cuts or anything. Just, and I literally, my head's just buzzing with ideas of what I can do with them. So I'll probably be boring you for the next week or so with lots of peel-off videos. But hopefully it'll give you inspiration to start using them. Because it is important that we use what we've already got and stop buying and buying and buying. So let's go with glue on my messy desk. Surprised I can find anything. This is why I started another glue because the other one was running out. So I just put some around the edge and in the middle. So again, I have to see which way, even though it's a square card, I have to actually see which way the paper fits. It just blows my mind every time. I don't know why that happens. So as you can see, it makes lovely backing paper. So it's the one with the snowflake. I'll just add that to the glitter card. Good old double-sided tape. I use so much of this. I think I've told you before that I like to buy mine from Home Bargains, 69p a roll. And it's very sticky, but I still like to add the tacky glue. I prefer to use the tacky glue because obviously it's got lower water content and it doesn't warp your cards as much. And I'm sorry if you can hear music in the background. I'm in here crafting and my husband is decorating and having a decorating party. You're lucky he's not singing. He usually sings at the top of his voice. That would probably make everyone laugh. Oh dear. So again, I'm just going to add a bit of extra glue with it being glitter card. So again, see, yeah, that's the right way around. And then just do the last layer. I usually put the tape on so I don't have to do this part, but I forgot because I've been busy trying to plan my videos, and until I started trying to make videos I had no idea how much planning and preparation people have to do for these things. I had absolutely no idea. When we watch people on the screen and you see a card made in like 10 minutes, the reality is it has taken people, it can take an hour or two just to show making a card for 10 minutes. I have full respect for people that do it as a living. I don't think I could do it as a living. It literally takes up your life. Rather just do it as a hobby, but yeah, it's absolutely, it's bizarre how much time and effort you have to put in to creating this stuff. That's why mine are quite sporadic, because I go through phases where I do want to do it and then I don't want to do it. So let's just layer that up. Try and get it as even as I can, and there we go. And that's how I made the card, using just peel offs, and I think it looks really nice. And the other cards, I did try and make a blue one, but it doesn't have a snowflake in the middle. This is the blue one, and I did everything exactly the same way. The snowman and the trees are peel offs, and I just used my Jelly Roll pens to colour it. It looks okay, it's not brilliant, but I'm happy with it. And then the other one I did, which is this one, the background is the whole bit of paper, and again it's peel offs. They're quite faint because they're silver. Maybe next time I'll colour them in with a black pen so they look more like a stamped background. But again, I've used my Jelly Roll pens and some stickles. There's some stickles on this one as well. Got a bit of random paper on it just for the snow. And then I used my Wink of Stella on the snowman all around it. And then I've just used a peel off for this. And that's what I forgot to do with my card. I forgot to add a sentiment, but because I wasn't prepared for that and my stuff is absolutely everywhere, I'll just have to leave that off for now. But as you can see, this one's just got a Merry Christmas sentiment, and I didn't want to layer it up because part of my challenge is just try and keep things as simple as possible. I did with this one because it would have got lost in the background. I just stuck the sentiment onto some blue card and then cut around it with some silver glitter paper, and I think they actually look really nice considering they're just peel offs. So if you don't have like embossing powders and heat guns and everything, make your backgrounds with your peel offs and have lots of messy fun like I've just had, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.